don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain, soldiers retain, soldiers retain. Real strong man and self-control, the info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain, soldiers retain.
Yeah. Semen retention, soldiers.
Soldiers retain.
Captain Jake, what's going down this week?
Nothing, man. Just whenever I hear that theme tune, I get really hype. It's good no one can see me because I'm like, soldiers retain.
Yeah, we
like loving it. So,
there.
Yeah, I'm feeling hyped up.
Yeah, we got to finish that track. I know that's a bit on me to finish.
Yeah, I've done my verse.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, no, it's not we, man, it's you. This is not a we. This is not a we issue. This is a you issue.
That'd be great though if we do a whole track, man, with army soldiers.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe one day we'll put out a Semen Retention Army whole EP or album or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. We put our creative, use all the energy we're transmuting and put it into stuff together, you know, creative project.
Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. All right, guys, fellas. So this week we're talking about how to manifest with your creative energy, your sexual energy, because it is your sexual energy and your creative energy is one and the same. That's why I interchange those words. And that's the first thing that, you know, I think to just kind of bring up is that oftentimes when guys are talking about, oh, you know, I'm doing semen retention, I'm doing no fap, which is a great thing, or I'm practicing tantra, which is a great thing to be able to help transmute that energy, to be able to, you know, not be depleting your energy, not be messing up your brain with pornography and all this kind of stuff. It's fantastic. But ultimately, I find that if you really want to be successful in this life, you have to really shift your relationship with your sexual energy at a core level. It's not just about, oh, okay, I'm just going to resist. Now, yeah, you can do that. And there's definitely power in it, no doubt. I remember someone saying, what about Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson never practiced no sexual alchemy. I was like, yeah, Mike Tyson also beat women. Right? Like, you know, right? I was like, he was an angry dude. Right. And even he himself admits that. Right. So he could have used some sexual alchemy. He could have been even more. He could have saved himself a lot of pain and a lot of millions of dollars wasted because he had so many issues, so much trauma in his childhood that he did. He practiced 5 years of celibacy so he could become the youngest world heavyweight champion. And he learned that champions retain. And so he did that. And yeah, he was able to advance himself as a fighter, advance himself with money, with women, all those type of things. But he also created a ton of problems because he never dealt with some of those underlying traumas and issues. Now look at Mike Tyson today. Now that he's obviously an older man now, and he's dealt with his traumas. Look how happy he is. And he even said he can't fight. He says he just doesn't have that same anger anymore. So it's true that, that you can just go straight willpower and you can just retain. But what happens with semen retention is it brings up more of who you are. So if you've got anger in you and you're practicing semen retention, you're going to be more angry. You see a lot of guys talking about, I'm more angry, I'm more irritable, I'm more tense. That's because there's underlying issues going on that you got to be able to deal with. So it's important that you recognize that sexual energy is not just meant for sex. It's an energy. And if it stays in the lower centers of your body, then yes, sex is there. But if you learn to move that energy up into the higher centers, into the heart, into the third eye, into the crown of your body, and into these energy centers, then sex becomes less and less, and then eventually it disappears because you're on the spiritual platform. Now that's a progressive stage, right? Things like Kundalini, for example, can open you up right away, but a lot of people can't maintain it because again, they haven't dealt with some of the attachments that they have to the lower energies. Now here inside the Semen Retention Army, we don't preach one or the other. We give you the power to do what you want with this energy. But regardless of what you're going to do with it, unless you shift and understand the energy at a deeper level, other than, oh, I'm feeling horny, I need to go jerk off. I'm feeling horny, I need to go watch porn. I'm feeling horny, I need to just express this energy in a sexual way. If you shift your relationship to it, realize, man, I'm feeling horny. That means I can create. It means I'm alive. It means I'm living. It means I'm healthy. And it means I've got the opportunity to manifest, to create, to attract, and to pour all that energy into creative outlets. Then your whole relationship with ejaculation changes, and your whole
Yeah.
relationship with sex changes.
You get like a higher taste in this area, like with the energy. So a higher taste in sex, and as you say, that doesn't have to be physical sex. It can just be your sexual energy. And actually now, like, to me, ejaculation feels like a lower taste, actually. Like, you can really tell the difference. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, and that you should never do it, but you can tangibly feel the difference when you do learn to transmute that energy to different parts of the body, or wherever you want, depending on how you want to use it. And you just feel so good. You have like a higher taste where you just feel so light and good that those urges of tension and desire aren't like burning so much. And and actually ejaculation feels like a lower taste after a
Yeah, it
while.
truly does. I mean, I still, like I said, like, I'm not a monk. I have a sexual relationship with my wife, but I don't, a sex with us doesn't mean ejaculation. It's very rare that I ejaculate. Sex ends when my wife is like, okay, I'm good. And generally right after, I'm so like, charged up. It's the best time for me to go and create content or get inspired ideas, new lessons, different ways of teaching, so that I can become a better teacher and I can become a better leader. And that's the way that I use my sexual energy. And you want to use it in the way that's important to you, which gives us goes right into our lesson of step 1. So if you've got a pen and paper to follow along, even better. If not, you can always watch the recording. If you're watching the recording, press pause and go grab your pen and paper, or your pencil and paper. But if you got a pen and paper, you're really going to be able to get a lot of value out of today's lessons. And again, on the recording, you can always just press pause, do the exercises that I'm going to share with you, and then you'll be able to really use these 3 steps to manifest the things you want. I've used this exact formula to get out of a corporate job and start my own business. This month, April 2022, is the biggest income earning month I've ever had in my entire life. I've been able to sign up a few coaching clients. I've signed up some business coaching clients because I do business coaching as well. We're gaining in memberships in the Semen Retention Army. I've had a tremendous month, and it's only halfway through the month, and it continues to rise and rise and rise. I don't share that with you to be like, "Ooh, look at me." I share that to you to tell you that I know this stuff works because I do it every single day in my life, and I'm seeing the results. I was able to retire my wife out of working. She was a manager at a retail store selling shoes and such. She hasn't worked in years because she doesn't have to. She still works with me in the business, but she's, works a few hours a day, and she's able to do her own thing. I've used the same techniques to lose a bunch of weight. Now I'm getting in best shape of my life. In fact, I just bought a bunch more weights yesterday so I could take it up another level in my workouts. Those are some of the results that I've had just from practicing these techniques. That's why I'm so passionate. I want you guys to use these tools, use these techniques, so that you can also live the life that you want, so that you can get the results you want. All right. So step number 1 is you're going to make a little flip chart. I guess not a flip chart, but here's the deal. Okay. You're going to make a T chart. On one side of the T chart, you're going to write don't. And on the other side, you're going to write do. On the side of don't, you're going to write the things that you don't want in your life. So here's the deal. The mind is specific. If I was to send you a message with all kinds of words that were scrambled, and I was like, it's a secret message, scramble it and, put it into the right order, you'd be like, bro, I have no idea what the hell you're trying to tell me. Or if I just sent you vague instructions, all right, you're going to transmute your energy. Go do it. You'd be like, what the heck am I doing? And the reality, that's what's happening a lot in the semen retention and no fat movement. There's all kinds of vague instructions, just guys telling about their experience, but not giving exact steps. Well, I'm a trainer by trade, so I know that it's better to give very specific instructions with steps and formulas as opposed to vague instructions. Well, your mind works the exact same way. If you give your mind vague instructions, make more money. Well, great. I just gave you an extra $1. There, more money. Done. Or if you give your mind specific instructions, I'm generating $25,000 per month every single month with ease. That's a very specific instruction. So most people go like this. Most men are going like this. I want more money. I want more sex. I want a better relationship. I want more status. I want a relationship with God. You got to get specific in what that means. If you send God or the universe a message and it's vague, God and the universe is going to give a vague message back. Draw an eye onto God and God will draw an eye onto you. That's a teaching out of the Bible. What it means is that what you speak to God, what you think about, and what dominates your thoughts is what is going to come back to you. Reap what you will sow. Or is that it? Reap, you will reap what you sow. Well, if you sow a bunch of vague seeds, then you're going to get a bunch of vague plants. But if
trees.
What's that?
Right. If you're going to reap, sow a bunch of vague seeds, you're going to reap a bunch of vague trees.
Ooh, nice. Captain Jake, of course, is the resident musician here inside the army. So Matt, but if you're specific, man, I'm gonna grow a bunch of roses and tulips, and then in this part of my garden, I'm gonna grow some food. I'm gonna grow apples and mangoes and cabbage and lettuce because I'm gonna feed my family. Then, when you plant those seeds, because you're specific, the garden is gonna grow exactly what you want. So your mind, you got to get specific. It's time to decide. The word side, like suicide, pesticide, homicide, decide. Side means to kill off. You need to kill off all of these other options and get specific about what you want. Okay? So how do you get specific about what you want? Well, a lot of guys say, I don't really know what I want. I know I want more money. I know I want this. I know I want that. I want to get clean. I want to grow my consciousness. So on one side of your chart, you're going to write down what you don't want. So let me give you some examples. And then Jake, you could get some examples as well. Just shut them out as you got them. I don't want to be broke. So I'm going to write down broke. I don't want to be broke.
I don't want to be unfocused.
Okay, nice. I don't want to be unfocused. Guys, in the chat, who's here with us live, and if you're watching the recording, write some of the things, what don't you want? Write it down so we can see what's going down. It's okay to think about what you don't want briefly. You don't want to be dwelling all day upon what you don't want.
It's good to be aware of it. Then you know what you do want once you know what you don't want.
That's exactly it. So it's not, we're not be afraid. Some guys, they get all extreme in semen retention. They get extreme with the law of attraction. Oh gosh, I thought of what I didn't want. Oh my gosh. It's fine. Relax. Okay, so you don't want to be broke. We're going to do 3 examples. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be unfocused. I don't want to watch porn. Let's do that one. All right, we'll work with those 3 as examples. All right, so you're going to write down what you don't want on one side of the paper. Then Ascending Aesthetic says, I don't want to be indecisive. Very nice, very specific. And Nanda says, think and grow, red step right. Write your specific goals. Yes, absolutely. Definite purpose. Cool. Krishna Baladeo. Weed. All right, cool. I don't want to smoke weed. Awesome. Lack of focus. I don't want to be unfocused. All right, great stuff, guys. So you get the point. All right. Now, the beauty is once you know what you don't want, it's easy to see what you do want because it's the exact opposite. But again, you want to be specific. So I don't want to be broke. So first of all, you might start with, well, I want to be rich. But then you have to define, what does rich mean? So I've set a goal for myself, $25,000 per month plus 25. And I like to put the plus. That's minimum, but I want to go bigger. So, but that's minimum. So I've defined. Some people think I want, now if $25,000 a month is like, wow, I've never made that kind of money. Start with something that's believable. If you're earning $2,000 a month right now, maybe it's time to earn $5,000 a month. Maybe it's time to earn 10 grand. Maybe it's time, if you're earning 25 plus, you're a $100,000 earner. Great. Well, maybe it's time for you to go to 250,000, 250,000. The number is actually irrelevant. God created universes, planets, multi-universes. You're asking for $1 million or $2,000 or $20,000. What's that to God? Nothing. It's only means something to you, right? You think it's a lot of money, but what's $1 million? What's $1 billion to a being who can create multi-universes and planets and stars? So it's all relevant. So don't compare yourself to anybody. Just be where you're at. It's cool. You're on your journey, and you should only compare yourself to you, who you were yesterday. That's it. So put down the number if it's money. Specifically, what kind of income would you like to earn? You know how's a great way to know what's the income, the right number for you? I didn't just come up with $25,000 arbitrary, like, oh, that sounds like a good number. I came up with it based upon the lifestyle I want. So I actually know how I'm going to use that $25,000. That $25,000 per month is already budgeted. I know how much is going to the house I want. I know how much I want to give away. And what charities and what things I'm supporting. I know I know how much I want to be saving each month. That $25,000 is specific for the lifestyle I want. So one great exercise is to develop like a vision board, or what is the lifestyle you want? Go price it all out. You want to drive, like I want a Jeep. I have a Jeep, but I want a Jeep Wrangler. And I got all kinds of cool plans for this Jeep Wrangler, right? That I've got, right? In my head. So I've got a Jeep, but I want the higher grade Jeep. But so I already went and I already calculated how much it is to buy that Jeep. So that's in my $25,000, the insurance and everything. I know I don't want to pay car payments. I don't pay a car payment right now. I know I'm going to buy that Jeep cash. So I know how much I'm saving each month. But I've already calculated what the insurance is. See, I'm very specific about where I'm headed and where I'm going. That's why I have no doubt in my head that I'm going to reach there. It's just a matter of time and effort. Okay. And I'm going to get into the next steps. So write down specifically what you want. Same thing. Jake, what is the opposite of unfocused?
Focused. And I've been specific. Focus on music.
Boom. So it's not just, I just want to be focused, but I want to be focused on music. So you want to get specific there. And I don't want to watch porn. What's the opposite of I don't want to watch porn?
I've written real connections.
Nice. I love it. So it's not stay away from porn. It's just X-nay it from your, just don't allow porn to be part of your vision at all. It's not there. It's just not even there. It's not in your life. Connections. What I want is real connection, real intimacy, real sex. Whatever it is for you, you write it down. Again, and you can fill up your whole paper. You could just do all kinds of things. And every time you think of something that you don't want, or if you find yourself dwelling on thoughts, awesome. Grow my 100K subscriber, the 21st December 2022. Awesome.
Good to have a date, to do it by as well.
Yes, it is really good to have dates because that also gives your mind a very specific focus to work on. Linda Love says, such an important conversation to have. The power and divine meaning of sexual energy and its magic in creating and manifesting. Also for souls to know what sexual energy exchange is in its effects and its effects. Thank you for talking about this. Thank you, Linda Love. And Krishna says, focus on my business self-growth. Fantastic. All right. So now that you're focused, now you can develop it. Here's what I suggest. You could take this paper. I'm going to do it right now. You could fold that bad boy in half. Boom. You could even take this half, rip it off, and boom. Now you got a list of what you do want. Put this list somewhere every single morning where you can see it, and every single night. Look at this list every single night so that you're starting to program it into your subconscious mind. This is what I'm focused on. And this is a list of positive focuses. It's got nothing to do with what you don't want. You're a creator. If you think all day about what you don't want, you're creating more of what you don't want. But if you're focused on what you do want and you train your mind to be a positive mind, that means you're focusing on what you do want. You're going to create more of what you do want. Say yes in the comments if that makes sense to you. All right. Now, step 2. So step 1 is where you got to get focused on what you do want. Now, step 2 is what I call sexual alchemy or sexual healing if I was Marvin Gaye, but I'm not. So I call it sexual alchemy. You know that song? You could sing that song?
He could have been the theme tune for our army, yeah. Let's make love tonight. When I get that feeling, I want sexual healing. Although he was a very soulful singer to imitate.
Yeah. That was good, man. Do it one more time. Hit us up one more time with that.
What's the other lyrics?
Oh,
baby, I got sick this morning.
Oh.
There's no moment inside of me, baby. And when I get that feeling, I want sexual healing. Oh, I'm getting a bit hot up in here now.
Woo-hoo! Yes, Jake. Bringing it. If guys, by the way, if you haven't gone and got Jake's EP, it's on Spotify right now. Make sure you go get that, download that. It's going to help him about a bunch. It also helps the whole conscious movement because it's conscious music.
Yeah.
Right. Step 2, sexual alchemy. So sexual alchemy is the process of actually building desire. So step 2 is build desire and give attention to what you want. That's why step 1 is so important, because now that you've got what you want, you can give ultimate attention to what you want. And now you have to build desire for it. Desire and sex go hand in hand. Sexual energy and desire are the same thing. All desire is ultimately coming from your sexual energy. So what you want to do to build desire is you want to, first of all, quit the activities that are depleting your desire. What depletes your desire? Pornography, masturbation, drugs, alcohol. Those kill your desire. It kills your natural motivation. Too much social media, scrolling on social media, Netflix, too much, a little bit. I mean, I watch a little bit of Netflix. I'm on social media. Like, I'm not telling you that you have to give it all up, but I'm telling you at bare minimum, you have to regulate it. You can't be drinking off your ass all day or smoking every day and expect to have the same amount of desire as if you were clean. You can't be jerking off every day, depleting your sexual energy and ejaculating all the time, and then expecting to have the top levels of desire. If you want to be above the status quo, you got to do things that the status quo isn't willing to do. The average man isn't willing to give up pornography. He's not willing to give up ejaculation. He's not willing to regulate his vices. He's indulging. You don't want to be the average man. You want to be a powerhouse man. And the word power means the ability to do. So when I say come work with me inside my Powerhouse Man coaching program, what I'm actually saying is become a man who knows how to do things and get things done. This is going to make you an attractive man, not just attractive to women, but attractive to money, attractive to support, attractive to your community, and ultimately attracting God. Because you want to attract God. You don't want to be like, God, help me, help me, help me. Don't ask God for you to help you. Ask God, how can you help him? Become a person, become a servant, right? So everybody goes to God. God, please give me this. God, please give me that. God, please give me this. God, please give me that. Stop that. Stop asking for things, for people and God to give you things. Start asking people and God, what can I give to you? Develop your mind to be a servant leader. How can I help you? Live your life for others. Live your life for God, and God and others will deliver everything to you, and you won't even have to ask. And that's, of course, going to be step 3. I'm going to get into that in a second. But here's the deal. You got to quit, and or at least bare minimum, regulate the things that are depleting your natural desire. Pornography, drugs, alcohol, too much social media, too much movies, all that kind of stuff. All right. I want to give you an NLP technique. NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming. Right now, that you could try when the things, that devices that you have that are depleting your desires, when they come up into your mind. Okay. When they come up into your mind and you become aware of it, oh, here I am, I'm thinking of porn. Oh, I want to watch porn, man, or I want to jerk off. I want to go on Pornhub or whichever one is your site. Okay. What I want you to do is imagine that scene that you're desiring to watch, or just that feeling, and it's creating now a picture in your mind. Your mind thinks in pictures, and that's why it's important that you give your mind exact goals of what you do want. Well, as soon as you become aware of the picture in your head, put a frame, like a picture frame, over the mind, over the picture, or capture the picture. So let's imagine you're thinking of a blowjob scene, and you're thinking, yeah, I'm horny, I want to get a blowjob. Right? And then you're like, right? And then you're like thinking of some scene you've been watching on Pornhub or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, that's hot, I want to go watch that. Well, take that scene or that image in your head and boom, put a frame over it, or surround it with a picture frame. Now, once you've got that frame, take that frame and make that frame tiny, and you'll notice that the picture and the goes tiny with it. Now take that tiny frame in your mind's eye and move it far away in your mind's eye, and put a bunch of space between you and your mind's eye, so it's nothing but black or empty space. And then that picture way down, way out there in your mind, it's millions and millions and millions of light years away. It's so far away from you. It's just a little speck. What you'll notice is that as you move the imagery in your mind further away from you, your desire for it depletes. As you move it closer to you, it increases. So what you want to do is get in the habit of, every time the negative desire comes up, okay, I want to go smoke a bunch of weed, I want to go drink a bunch of alcohol, I want to just, go and just watch, binge watch a bunch of TikTok nonsense. Take that into your mind's eye and deplete it by moving it away. Then replace that image with something you do want. And if you're like, it's so difficult, you got your list. Carry this list around you, so that way you can look at your list, and then you start thinking of $25,000 a month, or you start thinking of your someone that you really want, a friend that you want to connect with, or a partner that you want to have, right? Or you start thinking of God himself, and next thing you know, you're feeling the presence of God in you, because as you think, you become, and what you think about comes to you. So if you think about God all day long, God will come to you, and you'll start seeing God in every aspect of your life. If you start thinking about money because you desire money, then all of a sudden you'll start to see money opportunities showing up everywhere in your life. Oh, I could sell that. You know what? I've got some skills. I've got some knowledge I can sell. I've got some skills I can sell. I can make things to sell. Money will start coming into your existence. You start thinking about your ideal partner. All of a sudden, you'll start seeing all kinds of potentials for your ideal partner, right? So that's why that list becomes so important. All right. Second thing in step 2, number 1 is regulating or quitting the activities that are killing your desire. Step 2 is semen retention. Why do you want to practice semen retention? Because as you practice semen retention, and as a man, and you're cultivating your sexual energy, that means you're building in desire. Your vibration is literally increasing. As you hold your vibration, as you hold your semen, desire will start to build in you. You'll be like, yeah, I want to go get some whatever you want to get. If you're not training yourself, it's just going to be strictly sexual. So you might think, yeah, I want sex. But because you're a semen retention soldier and you understand the power of sexual alchemy, you're like, yeah, now I've got desire. I've got motivation to go get that $25,000, to go get to be focused on my music, to go create real sex, real intimacy, real connection. And this is number 3 in step, is that you're going to build up your semen by practicing. If you're having sex, you want to learn tantric practices. So that way you're having deep, intimate sex, you're having connected sex. It's the best sex of your life, but also you're learning not to ejaculate during sex. So you can have energetic orgasms, you can retain all that energy. If you're not having sex, you're just not in a relationship, you don't have a sexual partner, or you're a monk, then you can do self-cultivation, right? And of course, we teach this all inside the Semen Retention Army. So you go to the links below, start up on the free trial, 7-day free trial, and you can dive into all these techniques, okay? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to build your desire through semen retention, nofap, and tantra. And then number 3, you're going to build focus. So how do you build focus? Well, there's many different ways to build focus. You can build your focus through mantra meditation. We teach you that inside of the army. You can also, let me give you a simple meditation right now that anybody and everybody can use to build focus. What you want to do is bring all of your attention to your third eye, right in between the eyebrow. You can imagine a white light shining into your third eye, or shining from your third eye, like it's opening up. And simply by focusing, put on a timer. You focus for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, every single day. Just focus on your third eye. Every time your mind wanders somewhere else, keep your focus there. This simple exercise, 5 to 10 minutes every single day, is going to build your ability to stay focused on the things that you want for a sustained period of time. It's going to increase your concentration. Now, here's what focus and concentration does for you. Take the sun shining over a field of grass. Beautiful, nice and sunny. Now, what happens when you take a magnifying glass and you take that energy and you condense it and focus it through a magnifying glass? Well, now you can actually, by focusing that energy, you can, boom, you could start a fire. So similarly, by most of our energy, the average man's focus is so dispersed, he's so distracted on all kinds of things that's not important to him. You have to make what's not important, not important. Don't give any time to anything that's not important to you. So, he's so distracted, his energy so dispersed that he has no power to create. Now, like the magnifying glass, if you focus yourself, all of a sudden, all of that dispersed energy starts to condense and go into the things that are important to you, onto your do list. And all of a sudden, you're starting to pour massive amounts of energy. Add semen retention and tantra, where you learn to move sexual energy up the spine and up and around the body and into the third eye. So literally arouse yourself. You could do this with a partner, or you could do it through solo cultivation. This is sex magic. Bring up, rise, allow yourself to be aroused. Bring that focus and energy into the third eye and focus on the things you want. It's like taking a magnifying glass towards your goals, and now you're, boom, pouring massive amounts of energy towards your goals, lighting it up, expanding it, inspiring it, bringing energy into it, which is going to help manifest it into this world. You're going to start to see in this world all the opportunities for creating the life you want. All right. So to recap, step number 1 is you got to create a list of what you do want, and you can figure out what you do want by making a list of what you don't want and creating the specific exact opposite. Number 2 is build desire and give attention to your desire daily. So how do you do that? Semen retention, nofap, tantra. How do you do that? Join the Semen Retention Army and learn within 6 weeks. You can learn all the techniques to be able to transmute that energy and to become a semen retention soldier. And thirdly, you're giving attention to it by focusing it. Now, the third step in the overall process, and this is the step that's the hardest because it requires the big F word. The big F word, by the way, is faith. All you dirty-minded people out there. Right? And what is faith? It means allowing it. Now, I'm going to give a quick analogy here, which is ordering a pizza. All right? When you order a pizza, the first thing you do is you decide what you want on that pizza. You don't call the pizza store and say, yeah, I'd like a large pizza with, I'm not really sure what I want on it, but I really want it to taste good. Can you make that happen? The pizza store is not going to take your order because they don't know what you want. Similarly, the law of attraction, God, he can't give you what you want because you haven't given him any instructions. The law of attraction can't match your vibration because it doesn't know, you don't know what you want, so it doesn't know what you want. So therefore, the first thing you got to do is get specific. When you order a pizza, you get specific. You know what you want. I like extra cheese. I like mushrooms. I like peppers. I'd like pepperoni. I'd like blah, 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 whatever it is that you put on a pizza. All right? Then you're going to say, then you're going to be like, okay, now that I've ordered the pizza, you're going to notice that your desire for the pizza increases. You're going to be like, I cannot wait for that pizza to get here. Oh my goodness, I could taste the cheese and the pepperoni and I'm a vegetarian, so it's been years since I've had pepperoni, but I know what it tastes like. That those peppers and those olives and all that stuff, all those flavors that you like, you'll notice that your desire for that pizza is increasing because you already know it's coming, because you've already placed the order. You have complete faith. You don't call the pizza store and then put in the order and then you're like, I don't know if it's actually going to get here or not. No, you don't do that because you have complete faith in the pizza man that he's going to bring the pizza because you've done it a million times. The more that you use this formula and you see it working, your faith will also increase in its ability to actually work. So at first you still might have doubts, but that's part of the program. You will get over those doubts with time and practice. So what do? You put an exact order. I'm looking for a large vegetarian. Once you put in the order, then your desire for it is increasing because you're focused on it. You know it's going to be here in it's just a matter of time before it comes because you're like, yeah, I put in the order, so it's just time. Woo, you're increasing it. Maybe you're giving attention. I know we order from Domino's. Myself and my wife, we're a Domino's kind of person. You have a favorite pizza joint, man? Or do you stay?
We have like no, we have one called Pizza Go-Go. It's like a budget Domino's, you know. Cool,
Pizza Go-Go, nice. So you put in for your favorite pizza place. Leave your favorite pizza place in the comments below. I'm a pizza guy. I love pizza, man. I like to try new pizzas. So, all right. So you put in your now you're thinking on Domino's, they got this tracker thing where you can actually watch. Oh, it's in the oven. Oh, it's quality check. Oh, it's in the delivery car. Oh, it's in front of the house. I'm already downstairs with my money, right? And right, go on, come on, pizza man, let's do this so I can pay the pizza dude. And what does that mean? It means step number 3, I allowed it to happen and I took action that was necessary. What does that mean? Meaning there needs to be action on your part. Meaning when the pizza guys show up, I can't just ignore the door. He's going to ring the doorbell. Ding. Oh, pizza man's here. I have to do my part. I put in the order. My desire for it is strong. Now I got to go and open up the door and I got to pay the pizza man so that he can do the final step, which is give me the pizza so I can eat it. There is going to be action required on your part to get the results you want. You don't have to take all this needless action, which is what a lot of men are doing. They're taking so much action that's unnecessary because you know what they do? They're the annoying customer that calls up the pizza man, says, I like a large vegetarian. And then because he has no faith, he then calls the pizza man up and says, hey, man, are you making the dough yet? Can you make the dough this way? Can you make it that way? You start to tell the pizza man how to make the dough, how to put the cheese on, what. That's not what you do with the law of attraction. That's not how you create. You don't tell it how it needs to bring it to you. As soon as you start telling it how, you start interrupting the process. Or even worse, you call the pizza man 5 minutes later and say, I've changed my mind. I don't want a large vegetarian. Now I'm looking for a meat lover's pizza. Well, now he's got to start the process over again. Then 5 minutes later, no, I changed my mind. I'm back to being a vegetarian. I'd like to be a vegetarian again. Please make me a vegetarian. Great. Now he's got to start the process over again. How many times are you starting the process and then interrupting it because you don't have the faith, or you won't allow the universe to bring you what you want? And then you have to pay attention. And that's why you can't be smoking weed and drinking and jerking off all day, because you won't be paying attention to the signs and the exact action you need to take. And often that comes through inspired action. For example, the other day, I shared with you, I had my biggest month in business so far this month. Why? Because I said, I set my goal, $25,000 a month. Then I got this inspired thought that says, Nakula, create a $10,000 business package. There's some people right around you that will hire you to show them how to grow their business like you are doing it. 2 people reached out to me asking me if I do business coaching. I already had the $10,000 package made. And I was like, wow. I went and I met with them, and both of them have bought the package. That's how I created it. It was at ease, with ease. I didn't even have to go prospect. I literally created the package because a thought came into my head that said, do it. There are people around you that want to know how you're doing it. And I just gave them the formula that I'm using. I showed it to them. They said, teach me how to do it. Boom. 2 new clients, $10,000 each. I've got $5,000 clients lined up from my Powerhouse Man podcast, my Powerhouse Man program. And we've got a ton of new guys ready to get started inside the SEMA Retention Army. That's how it works. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ascending Krishna says Govinda's for his pizza. And Ascending Aesthetic says Papa John's before the scandal. Awesome. So listen, guys, that was a little bit of a longer lesson today. Jake, you got any final words or thoughts about the formula? Anything you want to add?
I've just got a list of pizza now. No, it's really helped me to focus, and the technique you were talking about with the third eye and framing the picture and everything was really working for me. Yeah, I'm going to stick this on my wall next to my whiteboard where I write down my goals and stuff. And yeah, it's just great to always do this and to focus. I've definitely been someone who keeps ordering different pizzas. I always have these ideas and things I could do, and then I'm changing. I want to do something new all the time. So about consistency is important, and having this list to refer to really helps that.
Yeah. I want to just add a little lesson in that. Why? Because I did the same thing. I was the type of guy ordering a million different pizzas and then wondering why the pizza man never showed up. Right. It's because, you know what I mean? As I already explained. But here's what I've learned. That's largely depends on the amount of belief that we hold on on the pizza man showing up, meaning on our ability to actually create what we want or attract what we want. As you continuously do this and you hold to faith and you see that it's working, the time that it takes for the pizza man to show up at your door will start to decrease because your belief in the process will increase. So as belief increases, the pizza man shows up quicker and quicker and quicker. And therefore you get on. Then eventually you just become that person that could think a thought and boom, have it show up.
Yeah.
But if your thoughts are scattered, and you've got 1,000,001 conflicting desires, Let me
Yeah,
give you an
yeah.
example of a conflicting desire. I really want to be successful in my life. I want to make $1 million a year, but I desire to do nothing all day long.
Yeah.
That's a conflicting desire, because you actually are saying, because your desires have to match your actions. Meaning, if you desire to be successful in business, as an example, but you also see yourself doing nothing all day long, it doesn't make sense. You have to be realistic. You cannot bypass the laws of nature. So to be successful in business means you have to work. So now I picture myself working, but instead of seeing work as this dreading, oh my God, I got to work all day, and I now see myself enjoying the process, getting up, enjoying making videos, enjoying connecting with men on calls, enjoying coaching people, enjoying the process, being a servant, and recognizing that my real job is to serve, and the reciprocation will always be there.
Yeah, man. No, I know what you mean. It's like you don't really believe it's going to happen, so you have an idea, and then as soon as you've seen a sign of it not happening, you go, "Oh, see, it didn't happen," then you change what you're doing because of that lack of belief. Then you actually notice all the signs of it not happening, or it takes ages to happen, and you're like, but then as you say, as you believe in it more and things start to happen, then you increase your belief, and then things happen quicker. Because I've also been in that flow where things are just happening, and it's like, how did I get in this flow? Like, so I can experience both. So
Yes. And I'm sure we've all had, I definitely can relate to that and be like, I've had times where it seems like nothing's happening, and I can always relate it back to my energy. First of
yeah.
all, I can go right to my habits. Have I fallen back into old negative habits? Am I smoking a bunch of dope? Am I watching a bunch of
Or
porn?
waking up late.
What's that?
Waking up late.
Yeah. Am I not getting enough rest, or waking up late? Am I wasting time? Am I distracted? Oh yeah, no wonder things aren't happening, right? You can always relate it back to you. It's 100% responsibility. Law of attraction doesn't fail. It's matching you perfectly. So if it's not working in the way you want, if you're not attracting the results you want, don't say it doesn't work. Look at yourself and say, where can I get better? Invest in yourself. Become the man that you are designed to be. And I promise you, everything that you want times a million, things that you're not even thinking of, will start coming into play, because God is more anxious to give you what you want than you are to get what you want. Jesus said, God wants to give you the keys to the kingdom, but he requires you to do your part. So do your part. It works perfectly. You have to hone the skill. We hone so many different kinds of skills, but very few of us learn to hone our mind to the point where we can create through the mind, as opposed to the physical aspects. And of course, there's always action to be taken. You have to take massive action in a way that's relaxed, and in a way that in a faithful way. Meaning, don't take action because you're scared. Take action because you're creating, and that's the proper energy to be in. All right, man. We got any
a good one here?
Things? I know you got to probably boogie here soon. Here.
No, it's okay actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this was. Go ahead.
No, yeah, this was a nice quote. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom.
Boom. Yeah, I like that, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you sharing that. Awesome. All right, sweet deal. All right, guys, that is your lesson for today. Go apply it right away. Make sure you share this video out. Give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Please share it out. We want to grow this channel. We're on the path to 10,000 subscribers. We want to get there quickly, and then we want to go above and beyond that. So please help us get out to more people. Also, take action. Look at the links in the descriptions. You can join us inside the Semen Retention Army on a 7-day free trial. There's a free ejaculation control guide. You can send me a direct message. All kinds of ways to connect with us. Take action. We're here to support you. Don't go at it alone. It's better to be in association with like-minded men and men who are practicing, because it helps you practice even easier. Jake, you got any final words before we wrap up?
No, I just want to say, yeah, I'm grateful for like-minded men, like you just said, and yeah, to be here. And this was very helpful for me, and great interactions from everyone. Thanks to everyone who joined. And yeah, this is the same time next week we'll be doing this and showing even more cool things from the Semen Retention Army program.
Yes, sir. We'll see everybody next week, same time, same place. Until then, soldiers
return.
retain.
Soldiers retain. Real strong men are self-control, their info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow back into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain.